Hi guys, and welcome back to the Stoic INFP channel. Today's topic will be about allowing yourself permission to just exist. So I'm going to start today's video with a quote. This quote is from a gentleman named Lucius Aeneas. Now the quote goes like this: "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." What does this mean in the context of INFPs? So, INFPs tend to be quite perfectionists. I know I am. And this can cause lots of problems for a lot of INFPs because we expect a lot from ourselves. We expect to be productive most of the time, and also it doesn't help that the society we live in is incredibly hyper productive as well. So we live in a society that glorifies, productivity, grinding, working hard, and I think that's good in some ways, but I think it's also important to remember as an INFP that you should be allowed to also give yourself permission to just exist. Try to divorce the idea of you being the same as your achievements, because at the end of the day, as INFPs, we are very self-critical, like a lot. We are often incredibly one of the most self-critical types. So I would argue that it's best to be cautious about how you decide to allocate your thoughts regarding your productivity, right? So try to remember that you are not your achievements, that it's okay sometimes to just exist. So as that quote mentions, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. And I'm sure there are times maybe in your life where you've also experienced this kind of thing. There'll be days when you don't feel like doing anything, right? There'll be days which really just life feels like it really is just piling bricks on top of your shoulders and you're really struggling to keep a smile on your face. So just remember that, as INFPs, we try our best to make our lives as perfect as possible. But you can't do that, Realistically, you can't always achieve perfection. What you can achieve is slow, incremental improvements. And it's important to be reflective of your own actions and think about, so how did I do today? Maybe I wasn't as productive as I was yesterday. Why is that? Ask yourself the deep question of why are you not as productive maybe as you normally are? And if you start to check in on yourself, you might start to realize that actually perhaps you are burnt out. Perhaps you are exhausted, tired, overwhelmed with certain life stresses that you didn't even notice were happening. So it's important to remember, try and be kind to yourself. Recognize that it is okay to not be productive all the time. But it's also important to remember to have balance. Remember to balance being productive with resting, having self-care, making sure you're surrounded by people that you know care about you, or doing things that you know bring you joy and peace. So this video is really kind of it's kind of a calling to the INFPs out there to really just take a step back and really embrace the fact that life isn't supposed to be work. You're not supposed to be working all the time, and that's fine. You don't have to work 24/7. So give yourself permission to just kind of breathe. You know, be present in the moment that exists now, and stop thinking about the future. Stop thinking about, oh, I need to start this business that I've been planning for months. Or I need to start this project that I've not been doing. I've been putting off because I procrastinate. Just give yourself time to really think about where are you now, and really ground yourself instead of stressing over these small things. And trust that in time you will make the right choices that will guide you on the path that you know is right for you. Okay? So that's really it for this video. I just wanted to remind you INFPs out there, not even just INFPs, any personality type, it doesn't really matter, to be kinder to yourself and really just acknowledge that it's okay not to be productive all the time. Just give yourself permission to just exist. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and that's it. Stay stoic.